Hey everyone, here's a video commentary of my Abyss Floor 11, 7-star clear with Ningguang as main DPS. Just want to note this isn't meant to be a guide, although some elements I point out may be applicable to you. It's just a gameplay walkthrough from my own perspective. I review my replays and point out any mistakes I made, hopefully improving the score on the next attempt. As usual, I take a quick look at the monster list and the ley line to see what I'm up against. So floor 11 is all about the cryo and electro damage and the superconduct damage, so mostly physical damage dealers, which all of which doesn't apply to Ningguang. On Chamber 1, we have a bunch of cryo and electro slimes together with helitro shooters and wooden shield guards on the first half. On the second half, an electro Siphon mage, a cryo abyss mage, hydro shaman, and a couple of shooters. On Chamber 2, we have a couple of meter trolls and helitrolls in the first half. Then on the second half, electro slimes, same meter trolls, and a couple of shooters this time. Chamber 3, cryo gunner, geo chanter, and a Nemo boxer on the first half. Then on the second half, electro hammer, a Nemo boxer, and a geo chanter. Based on these mobs, I chose to put Ningguang on the first half. This is primarily due to the fact I run Beidou as my second main DPS. The cryo and electro slimes have a higher chance of applying superconduct with Beidou attacking in melee range, which can hurt quite a bit. The rest of the chamber are fairly similar, so it didn't matter too much. The team will be Ningguang, Zhongli, Bennett, and Barbara, same as my previous Abyss floors. If I were to run a second range DPS instead of Beidou, I would have put Ningguang on the second half because it calls for more burst damage. Ideally, I want to drop the Siphon mage before she does her death ball. Also, the hydro shaman and shooters that spawns afterwards are spaced on opposite sides of the room. They also like to heal one another, so this half of the chamber, one requires quick burst to kill them fast before they get a chance to lay down the healing AoE. And let's begin. So chamber 1 first half, I got trash bonus on this attempt. Right off the bat, you're going to see a cryo slime up top, 2 shield helitrals on the sides, and then 3 electro slimes on the bottom. I probably shouldn't have used my J screen here right away on the helitral, and I didn't expect my Bennett ult to push everything back so evenly. As mentioned in my Abyss 9 video, you don't want to be standing in the middle of the yellow and purple slimes because they do a pulse damage across themselves every so often. A more optimal start would be to go around the electro slimes, wait for the shield helitrals to follow, then put down the Bennett ult before dropping all the AoEs, which will end up hitting 5 bunched up targets instead. So here I drop Bennett's ult, continue working on the slime, and I think I end up getting hit by the electro slime just as Bennett's ult's about to expire here, followed by some off the screen ice shards. So I switched to Barbara for a quick heal. I iframed that jump just now. For the remaining slimes, I just continue working on them, like these are pretty easy. Once these 3 are down, the last 4 slimes will spawn in the last wave. Probably don't need to use Zhongli's ult here, but I just dropped it anyway. So as soon as this slime is down, the last 4 spawns. It's 1 cryo and 3 electro. I drop Bennett's ult again and I keep working on the slime. It just makes it a lot easier. And I'm pretty close to clearing this stage here with just the cryo slime and the electro slime left. I needed to refresh my Jade screen here and get the Geo buff, and out of habit I just dashed forward through the screen, getting too close and getting myself frozen because I forgot I have Barbara's E on, but it's done anyways. Chamber 2 first half, this time I do get a 20% attack card. This is a monolith defense stage in case anybody is wondering. There's going to be 1 grenadier that will continue to spawn on opposite side of the room as you take 1 down. The melee helitrals will continue to aggro to you, so don't worry too much about them. I found that going back and forth between the 2 grenadier didn't work out too well, hence I just picked a side and started working on whatever mobs was available in front of me. The grenadier does about 2 to 3% with each bomb on the monolith, and they attack at a fairly slow pace, so I'm not too worried about them. Another trick you could do with Geo users is put up Geo Consort in front of Grenadier, and sometimes they do block the bombs. I believe J Screen does block it. Halfway through, I drop the Zhongli pillar and ultimate, then switch to Grenadier on the opposite side. I did this because I noticed the original Grenadier was being blocked by that Zhongli pillar, so likely it's not going to get his bomb across it. Once all the little guys are dead, just start working on the remaining meter trolls. Here I dropped Bennett's ult, and I meant to attack the remaining Grenadier while standing on Bennett's ult, but it just so happened it homed in on the meter troll kind of off screen instead. Had I noticed the shield meter troll prior to it charging, I could have saved a couple percent on the monolith here. I would have waited for it to spawn on the opposite side of the room next time and aggro it before it charges, or stagger it mid-charge with a J screen if that's not possible. And that's how it's done. Chamber 3, first half. I got another 20% attack card here. You're going to face a Cryo Gunner with an Aura plus a Geo Chanter initially. The Aura is going to cause a go beneath you, sprouting an Ice Prison if you don't move out of it quick enough. Does about 5k damage. In general, you should be dodging these attacks. However, on this stage, you're not very likely going to die from this because the Geo Chanter attacks pretty slow, and Jade Screen can always block those attacks. The only risk here is if you get trapped in the prison and the Cryo Gunner decides to spray you at the same time. In this case, I know Bennett will be stunned in the Cryo Gunner here, so I didn't care about the Ice Prison damage. Drop Bennett's ult, I continue working on them. My Ningguang got trapped in the Ice Prison here as I was overconfident standing in Bennett's ult. The Cryo Gunner started spraying, so I casted a J Screen to stagger him, followed by an ultimate to iframe some damage. Next up is an Anemo Boxer plus another Cryo Gunner with a different aura. I believe this one just radiates a freezing field outwards periodically and slows your movement or attack speed down, something like that. It's hardly noticeable. I dropped Zhongli's ult, followed by some DPS. I framed the belly charge with Ningguang. Here I almost took a punch because I used Barbara's E and forgot about the freezing aura. The Anemo Boxer is pretty easy to handle as it stays stationary with a shield up or just charge towards an ally to shield them instead. Either way, you can easily create some distance and attack from afar. Once he is down, you shouldn't have any trouble with the single Cryo Gunner. Just remember, he will fixate on the initial target when he starts spraying. Just switch off to Bennett or another character, go around him as needed, and the fight is pretty straightforward. And that is done. Hopefully this video will help you with your progress to Abyss 11. I ended up with 3 stars on the first stage, 2 on the second, then 2 on the final stage. I'm still not used to playing Beidou on my second team, so the performance wasn't as good as the first half. I'm certain I can get 9 stars if I try it a couple times. Overall, I think Abyss 11 was easier than Abyss 10. Abyss 12 is where it starts to get a little bit harder. You can check out the Abyss Floor 12 video where I showcase all of the gear. I know the sound on the video was a bit soft. I've uploaded a slightly better version of it, and hopefully it is more audible. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you find this video helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!